Well, this is totally unplanned, but even while on vacation, I found myself working in the garden at a house rental we're at out of pure joy, and then I concocted this wreath while I was cleaning out the lily beds with the spent leaves. If you'd like to see how I did it, follow along. For those visiting the first time, I'm Linda Smith Davis, and welcome to my YouTube channel, New England Fine Living, where I'm inspired by New England and I'm hopefully going to help you find your version of fine living, no matter how simple or grand that may be. So let's start with how I began this craft project. I was cleaning out the garden beds here, and I was just going to get the spent leaves and put them in a mulch pile that I saw that they had. But my brain started to go and then said, wow, this kind of looks a little bit like the corn husks that I'm using to do a project at home right now. So I ended up pulling some and bringing it up to the picnic table outside of the house that we're renting. And I first started thinking I might make a chain to make sort of like a swag. It really didn't work out that way, but you're going to see what I ended up doing with this. So I really did not even have a plan for this. Like I said, I was first going to try to make a swag or a chain. So I made a loop and tied it off. And then I took a second grouping that I added another loop. And I was like, wait a minute, this is not going to go in the right direction if I keep doing this. Here's where the dyslexia kind of came into play. So then I realized, well, I guess I could go around and make a circle and possibly make a wreath. So you'll see on the left there, I have something inside. And now I'm just going to be pulling through just groupings of these leaves a little at a time and tying them off. In just a moment, I asked my husband to pretend to be my tripod and so I could show you how I did this from overhead. So once again, I'm taking a grouping of the leaves and I'm kind of putting it up inside and through that first initial loop that I made. And I'm going to fold it over and I'm going to tie it off. And I'm doing this all the way around until it's nice and tight and that there are no gaps in the circle. And I was going to leave it like that, but it looked a little wimpy for lack of better words. I wanted something nice and fluffy. So after this, I'm going to do a second layer. So wanting to make this wreath a bit fuller, I decided to make some more loops and I folded the loop upward and I had the fringe out to the outer end, and see that extra string? I put that down into the center of the wreath and I did that all the way around, and here are the strings here showing. And to keep the strings there, I'm going to show you in a minute that I used a stick, but there's my loops. I have the thicker, fuller fringe out to the side, and here's the stick that I ended up, and any additional loops I put in, I then tied it on. And this also gave me an area to put a string that I could put, then hang the wreath. Now I know this tutorial here on YouTube was really quick, but I was more so just showing you, be impulsive. If you see something in your yard that you think would make a fun craft project, go for it. I told my husband while I was sitting here out in the sun making this without any plan, I felt my blood pressure drop. It was so relaxing, making sure I was giving myself the time and the okay just to enjoy the weather and time alone. Like I said, I wasn't even planning on doing this, and luckily I filmed it as I went, because when I showed this on Instagram, I can't even tell you how many people asked for the tutorial. So here it is on YouTube, a impromptu wreath that I think came out pretty darn cute. I was lucky enough to find this plastic bag that looked like it could have been from dry cleaning. It was in a recycling bin here at the house, so I helped myself to it. It's going to come home with me, and hopefully it will be perfect on our house for the Fall Home Tour 2020, and if it's not, or if it is too big, then it will end up on our garage. I thank you for watching my YouTube channel. Please, if you haven't already subscribed, I would love for you to do so. Hit that notification bell if you'd like to know when my next video comes up. I hope to do tutorials and videos every Sunday and Wednesday. That's my goal. But every Sunday is what I'm really striving towards. Enjoy!